Today, I'm going to tell you something that you're not gonna be too happy about, but hopefully you'll still appreciate the information, because the thing is, the developers have secretly nerfed critical hit chance to the point where no matter what you do, the critical hit chance will not go above 60%. If you remember a while back, I made a video on how to get 100% critical hit chance by getting your character to the cap of 60 and then using the pulse for the additional 40. And today, I wanted to do some more testing with the Savage Gloves and see whether those would go beyond the cap or not. But when I started the testing with the 60% crit chance and then added the 40% extra with the pulse, well, the thing is, a lot of my shots didn't register as a critical hit. It started off with me thinking that I was just being stupid and that I messed something up, but after further testing, it seems that no matter what you do, your critical hit chance will never go above that 60%. This means that if you have more than 20% crit chance on your character and one of your teammates is using a maxed out pulse, all of that crit chance will go to a waste. And of course, this is going to impact the game greatly. It means that Savage Gloves critical hit talents on weapons, they're pretty much useless if you're using a maxed out pulse. And this also means that SMGs are potentially no longer the best weapons in the game, since the critical hit chance cap is very easy to hit with any weapon right now, of course, as long as you have that maxed out pulse. And this is not just something for those that play PvP, it affects everyone, because I tested this versus some AI enemies in several missions, for example Lincoln Tunnel, and even there, with well over 100% critical hit chance, and then I'm talking about 60% native on my character, a maxed out pulse and Savage Gloves, and it still doesn't go beyond that 60%. Of course, estimated. Out of the 248 bullets that I shot, only 139 actually registered as a crit. Pretty close to 60, but you know, not exactly. Now, I don't want to turn this video into a rant or anything, but how something this big failed to make it into the patch notes is just beyond me. I understand that many of the smaller fixes or bugs can't make it on the official patch notes because it would simply be too long of a list. But changes like these, they need to be noted down. And I feel like this is not the first time that this has happened, because I remember that just a few weeks back, smart cover would still stack if you were to use different types of smart cover. For example, if you use the conceal and the healing one, then you would still get more damage mitigation and more damage. I decided not to make a video about that one, as I thought that it would be considered an exploit since they attempted to fix that a long time ago. And well, you know how much hate I'm getting from both the viewers and the developers for showing those things, so you know, that's why I decided not to. And with the 1.2 patch, I noticed that they managed to fix that. However, it didn't make it into the patch notes, and there are many more examples of this. And I can understand why this wasn't put into the patch notes, because it was a bug, it was not meant to happen, and no one was aware of it. So why even list it, right? However, I'm pretty sure that reaching 100% critical hit chance through the pulse wasn't considered an exploit whatsoever. I actually thought it was a feature, I made a video about it. But then the developers changed it anyway, and they didn't tell anyone about it. I'm sure that people right now are still sitting at a 50 to a 60% critical hit chance, with maybe Savage Gloves and extra critical hit chance on their gear mods. But someone with only 20% critical hit chance and an assault rifle that has a body with a maxed out pulse will do just as much damage, and maybe even more at a distance. The only reason that I can see right now to increase your critical hit chance is if you play in the dark zone a lot and you constantly run into people utilizing the conceal. Because if that's the case, then you will of course not benefit from that 40% extra that the pulse provides. But in terms of how you want to build your character, how you want to spec into damage, this is a very, very big change in terms of fighting other players, fighting NPCs, farming, all that stuff. And instead of building your character around critical hit chance, you're much better off putting those attributes somewhere else. And that is what I wanted to make clear with this video. Critical hit chance has been stealth nerfed, and it has been nerfed in a very, very, very big way. And I really think that because of this, SMGs will soon fall out of the meta. So try to get yourself a good assault rifle, because I can see that becoming the best next thing. And that was all for today. I know this was all a little bit short, but nevertheless, this is something that I felt like that needed to be shared. As always, I will see you guys later, or like they say, in the Netherlands. Zie je later!